and welcome for an online study of fundamentals of anthropometry. Look at this picture. This will give you an idea about what is anthropometry. Anthropometry in itself is a separate subject which requires a separate study, and it is a quite big subject. That is why I have taken with me other speakers who are well versed with anthropometry. Myself, Dr. Rosario Pascal D'Souza. I am principal of E.B. Gadkari Homeopathic Medical College, Gadhinglas District, Kolhapur, Maharashtra State. I am also professor and head of Department of Anatomy of my college. I am also working for organ and body donation across the state of Maharashtra. So I am well versed with this subject, and that is anthropometry. If you look at this picture, another term which is similar to anthropometry will immediately come to your mind, and that is geometry. You all know, you all have studied what is geometry, and that is why anthropometry would be easy to understand when you compare it with geometry. You all know that geo means earth and metry means measurements. So measurements of earth for the sake of diameter, length and so on, we study geometry as a separate subject. Similarly, we study anthropometry for the study of measurements of human body. So there are devices and tools required for study of anthropometry. At the outset, let me tell you that I have divided this subject of anthropometry into 5 chapters. The outline of the anthropometry you can see on the screen: introduction and definition of anthropometry, basics of anthropometry, anthropometry in children from 0 to 5 years of age, anthropometry in children from 5 to 18-19 years of age, anthropometry in adults 18 years and above, including pregnant women and lactating period. I will be dealing with first 2 chapters, introduction and definition of anthropometry and basics of anthropometry. Remaining 3 chapters will be dealt by my colleagues, and I have shown their names. They will be dealing separately with a specific part of anthropometry, whereas I will be dealing with basics parts of anthropometry. Let us proceed with chapter 1, introduction and definition of anthropometry. Here we are going to stick to only fundamentals of anthropometry, because this is a elective and it has to be studied online and it has to be assessed online, and that is why we are going to limit this subject for limited purpose which is required for you all. Now let us know what is anthropometry. As I told in the beginning, anthropometry is a separate subject which deals with the measurements and proportions of human body. That means we have to break up this word into 2, anthropos and metron. So session A of chapter 1 is totally based on introduction to anthropometry. Well, look at this picture. Here you can see the body parts, and you can see some devices which are used to measure the body and its proportions. When you listen to this word first time, anthropometry, you get nervous, you get confused. But when you break up this word into two parts, it becomes very easy, just like geometry. So anthropos and metry, this word breakup we'll see later on. But how this word came into existence in the world, little part of history of anthropometry, I'll tell you first. This word anthropometry was first coined by French naturalist Georges Cuvier. That was right back in the year 1769 to 1832. But basically, these anthropologists who deal with anthropology, they first used it in their studies of human variability among all the human races, and for comparison of humans to other primates. Other primates, like you all know, all the apes, gorilla, orangutan, and so on. So anthropology in itself is another subject. But anthropometry and anthropology are related to each other. We will see how they are related in follow through. But prior to that, let us understand the word meaning of anthropos. Anthropos is a Greek word for a man, for a human. So anthropos means human or a human being, all male, female, children. Anthropos in Gnosticism is also used for first human being as per Torah. Torah is a holy book of Jewish people, of Judaism religion, where they refer human being as first human being as Adam. Actually, the Hebrew Bible meaning of Adamas is earth. That is why the people say that human beings are made of from earth. Earth means soil. So Adamas is used in Hebrew Bible, that is Torah, and anthropos is used in the study of anthropometry as well as in the study of anthropology. Now the another word is metron. Here the metron is also a Greek word. The meaning of metron in English is measurement or a process of measuring something. So here the metron is used to measure human body. Human body and its variables. So anthropometry literally means the measurement of a man. Here the man means both the sexes of human beings. And this anthropometry word is derived from Greek language, where anthropos means a man and metron means to measure. As an early tool of physical anthropology, now I am talking about anthropology. Physical anthropology is a branch of anthropology where it has been used for identification for the purpose of understanding human physical variations. So anthropometry is also used in physical anthropology. I'll explain you what is anthropology. Anthropometry is comparatively a smaller subject, whereas anthropology is a vast subject. Anthropos means man, and logos means study. Study of a man right from its origin, that is from evolution of human beings, up to everything related to a man. So it is a systematic study of human beings with the goal of understanding its evolutionary origins, distinctiveness as species, because there are different species, and the great diversity in the forms of social existence. Human beings live by different societies across the world and the OH through the time, since the existence of first human being till today. So that makes a very, very vast subject. We use anthropometry in anthropology. That is why I have touched this word also. So don't forget and don't mix anthropometry with anthropology, and don't get confused also. Our topic of today's online study is, of course, fundamentals of anthropometry. We are trying to understand the difference between similar words to avoid confusion. Anthropology is also known as the study of the origin and development of human societies. So human societies including human cultures. So the different cultures of different human being societies and the races, country to country, that study is included in anthropology. Culture is the learned behavior of people that differs from region to region across the globe, including their languages, their belief systems, their social structures, their institutions, and their material goods. There are upside down changes in the cultures, in the languages, in the belief system after every, say, 1000 kilometers on the earth. So that all studies included in anthropology. For your better understanding, this is a well-known image. I hope all of you have seen this image. So we call that human being of today was once upon a time an ape. So ancestor origin, that is included in the anthropology. Here there is a big image. You can see a monkey, gorilla, and how the prehistoric human beings were looking like. And look at this gentleman of today's era. And this is all included in anthropology. Well, as I said earlier, anthropology also includes archaeology. And archaeology is related to anthropometry, including medical anthropology, politics, law and economy, the power, identity, inequality, environment and conservation, culture and media. We Indians know about our Indian people, but we have to compare us with the other people across the globe. In our country itself, there is a big diversity, north to south and east to west. That is all included in anthropology. Now we will switch on to our today's topic, that is anthropometry. Anthropometry was developed as a study of the measurement of human body, or is a method of measurement on the human body. So here only measurement is taken into consideration as far as the human body is concerned. In that manner, anthropometry is related to anthropology. This is because previously when anthropometry was not fully developed. In anthropology itself, the measurements were made on the human body and animals, either alive or dead. Listen to this carefully. Anthropometry in anthropology in previous days, it was related to even other animals, either living or dead. But now this subject is specific, now only related to the physical measures of a person's size, form, and functional capacities of alive man. So today's topic is related to anthropometry, and anthropometry is used as a science for living human beings in order to measure their sizes, their forms, their proportions, body proportions, and even functional capacities. And that is why this topic has become significant for the students of human anatomy. As I said in the beginning, I am a professor of human anatomy for the last 33 years, and probably that gave me an idea to hit this topic and explain it to you all, and it is quite beneficial for study of human anatomy. Both anthropometry and anthropology are related to human body because in the syllabus of BHMS, which is framed by National Commission for Homeopathy in the form of CBDC program, that is competency based dynamic curriculum. Competency based dynamic curriculum has been brought by the National Commission for Homeopathy from the academic year 2022-23. And the first topic on human body is related to origin of human beings. That means evolution study has to be done by the students of human anatomy. And probably because of that, fundamentals of anthropometry in brief as an optional elective subject is required to be studied by the students of human anatomy. Like you all know, somebody has to start a subject, somebody has to discover a subject, or somebody has to invent something. Likewise, we have a father of anthropometry. We know father of homeopathy. So father of anthropometry, you may not have heard it, a famous French physician and anthropologist is termed or called as father of anthropometry, and he is Louis Bertillon. You can call it Louis Bertillon. But anthropometry was actually designed by his son Alphonse Bertillon in the year 1890, but it lasted for only 20 years because later on it was replaced by fingerprint identification, which is a latest innovation in a medical legal science. Louis Bertillon, you can see the image of Louis Bertillon here. He is a father of anthropometry. Remember, he is a father of Alfonso Bertillon also. But more credit goes to Louis Bertillon, though this anthropometry was developed further by his son Alfonso Bertillon. So don't get confused. The direct answer of father of anthropometry is Louis Bertillon. In 1883, the Parisian police adopted his anthropometric system called signaletics or Bertillonage. Now, this Bertillonage has come from the surname of Louis Bertillon, and Synalytics is other word synonym for Bertillonage, and the common name is anthropometric system. So, anthropometric system, Synalytics, Bertillonage, and anthropometry. These are all one and the same. Bertillon identified the individuals by measurements of the head, body, shape formations of the ear, eyebrows, mouth, eyes, individual markings such as tattoos on the body, scars on the body, and of course the personality characteristics, what we call the features of the body, where it will help us to understand the constitution of human body, which is required for every homeopath to study. This anthropometry subject is related in many ways to our science, homeopathy. We will come to that point later on. So, this is not a topic of negligence by the students of homeopathy. We have 6 core elements for the study of anthropometry in a full body. The common measurements of the body are height and weight. Everybody knows that. So, apart from that, we have 4 more core elements of anthropometry. So, let us enumerate them. The first is height, second is weight, third is head circumference, fourth is body mass index. In short, we call it as BMI. Don't get confused with basal metabolic rate, that is BMR. BMI has to be calculated. I'll come to that formula how BMI is calculated. A fifth one is body circumferences, and the body circumferences are assessed, measured at the level of waist, hip and the limbs, usually thighs and arms, for the assessment of adiposity. Adiposity means accumulation of fats. And the last one is skin fold thickness. So that will also give you idea about the contents of fats, subcutaneous fats in the body. So these are the 6 core elements of anthropometry. When we study anthropometry, we have to give major emphasis on the measurements, and for the purpose of measurements, we have to study first human body as far as the structures are concerned, and that we study in human anatomy. Here we study human body by only measuring it. That means this is non-invasive study of human body. Whereas in human anatomy, we dissect the body with the help of scalpels, knives, lots of devices, instruments are required, bone cutters and saws and all that. In a surgery, we require lot of instruments. We have to invade the body. We have to explore it by invading it. But here in anthropometry, we do not have to enter the body. We have to just study the body externally. So it is called as non-invasive method of measuring the body. So for example, we have a weighing machine to see the weight. Then we have a device for measuring the height of a person. Circumferences of the bodies are measured by different tapes which are specifically designed for the purpose of anthropometric study. There are different devices like calipers. Nowadays, an anthropometer is also available. Different types of calipers are available. The practitioners, those who practice medicine, homeopathy, some of them, they don't even use the devices. With the help of their fingers, by pinching, they identify the skin fold thickness. That means the practitioners, even if they are not aware of the anthropometry study, they still use it for the purpose of clinical gains. This means that anthropometry study is not only helpful for human anatomy, it's not only helpful for human physiology, but it is also useful for clinical study. It is related to your body weight, your height, and that gives you idea about the nutritional status of an individual. You can understand who is normal, who is abnormal, what is less, what is more. And all these studies, clinical studies, they are included in clinical subjects, mainly in community medicine. But for first BHMS students, anthropometry is more useful in human anatomy. The first part was about giving you all an idea about the introduction of human anthropometry. So nowadays we use anthropometry for measurements of human body. I remember somewhere around 2005, our university in Maharashtra, State University in Maharashtra, Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, Nasik, we had a very active Vice Chancellor ma'am at that time, Dr. Murdula Farke ma'am. She had taken a drive of mid-upper arm measurements of under 5 children, and that topic was given to the NSS units of all the colleges affiliated to our university, and the ma'am had named it as a bangle test. So the university had designed bangles, and the bangles were used to measure the mid upper arm circumference. But now we have special tapes. Shakir's tape is very, very special to measure the exact circumference of mid upper arm. Now this science is growing more and more, and it is more beneficial for both the types of countries. Like one is developed countries, they are facing their own problem of obesity, that is called as overnutrition. And there are underdeveloped countries, mostly African countries, they are facing poor nutrition problems. And that is why not only for anatomy, not only for physiology, but clinically also this is more important subject, and it is helpful for homeopathy, homeopaths to find out the status of the body as far as the constitution is concerned, different sizes and shapes of the body. So I told you in the beginning, eyebrows, no, the shape of nose, the shape of ears. This every feature is required in the study of homeopathic materia medica, where you have to study the drugs and find out the minimum. And probably because of this, I thought to give anthropometry subject for selection to National Commission for Homeopathy, and they have selected this subject, and so we are here to study this subject. You all know that this subject has to be studied in a on an online mode after getting registered with the students portal of National Commission for Homeopathy. And for the sake of more understanding, this subject is divided into 5 chapters. Each chapter has got 2 sessions. So we are completing session A of chapter 1. So after completion of each session, you will have to give an online assessment test on MCQs which are based on this presentation. So all the questions will be asked on this presentation. And with this, I end session A of chapter 1 of Fundamentals of Anthropometry. Be ready for assessment. Thank you.